So if you don't know what Jujutsu Kaisen is, it's basically hardcore Naruto. The creator came out recently and said this about the message behind the manga. If there was one thing to mention, it was that no one holds ultimate truth. The good guys as well as the bad guys. Some seek to kill the hero out of pure selfishness, but others are led to this decision by logical reasoning. If no one is really right, then no one is wrong either. Each character is guided by his own ethics. And I'm not gonna lie, this nigga's kind of chatting. I don't really know what
Huh?
this means out of the
Huh?
context of the story. I don't know where he got this from either, because if I'm gonna be completely honest with you, what I've gotten from Jujutsu Kaisen is that in order to be the strongest, you have to be 100% yourself. There was a flashback with Megami and Gojo. And in the flashback, Gojo basically was like, "Hey, bro, during the whole baseball thing, you kind of half-assed it in order to push your teammates up instead of going all out like how me and Yuji would." Basically implying that if you don't give 100%, your whole life is kind of going to be meaningless if you don't really live to the fullest extent. So he was expressing to Megami that in a fight you have to be selfish. You can't be selfless. Like the only way to have pure gratification and pride in what you're doing is if you give 100% of yourself to yourself, not 100% of yourself to something else. Being selfish isn't a bad thing. And we see that with other characters, such as, like, for example, Sukuna. When he first fought Megami, he even asked him, he was like, "Why are you holding back?" You know what I mean? Like, what are you stand to lose? Like, you're not giving me 100% of yourself. And even recently, I read this with Blue Art maybe like a year ago. So rewatching the anime and watching some of the scenes again, it was definitely refreshing. But when he fought Jogo, and he even asked Jogo, he was like, "Why don't you use your domain?" And Jogo was like, "I know that I lose against domain clash with you." And Sakuna's like, "Bro, like that's such a loser spirit. Like that's kind of pathetic. Not giving 100% of yourself is completely detrimental in the world of Jujutsu Kaisen. And you can't push beyond your mental barrier of, oh, I have this, and that, to worry about in the midst of a fight, you're ultimately always going to lose. And I think that kind of correlates into real life too. If you are so focused on trying to satisfy others instead of what makes you happy, you're ultimately not going to be happy in life in general. Also, you have to live for yourself and yourself at all times. That's the only way for you to be the best version of yourself. Even when you look at characters like, let's say, like Toto, he is the strongest Kyoto student because he's really just himself. His curse technique is definitely not traditional, but he makes the most of it. You know what I mean? Because he is fully in tune with how he is as a person. So that makes him kind of cracked in all sense. He ultimately understands jujutsu sorcery on a level that almost all of his peers can't even fathom because of just how in tune with himself he is. And then, of course, you look at Sukuna in a recent chapter. Spoilers, by the way. In a recent chapter with Thunder God Kashimo in the afterlife scene, for whatever reason, every time Sukuna kills somebody, he has a afterlife scene with him. But in that scene with him and Kashima, he was like, "Bro, like I don't know what love is. Like I do everything because I want to. Like everything I do is for my personal gain. Like I don't do shit for nobody else, and that's what makes me the strongest." And then you see with Gojo, when Gojo was fighting Sukuna, you kind of had the sense that maybe this is what he was talking about when he was talking to Megami about being selfish and ultimately trying to win, because Gojo hit himself with his fucking hollow purple just to try and get rid of Sukuna. So this whole thing about good guys or bad guys, no, there are definitely bad guys in Jujutsu Kaisen. For example, with Kenjaku, he literally said in the Code Games, he's doing everything because he just wants to see what would happen. That's his ultimate goal. It's just chaos. He's just doing shit because he feels like it. So no, they're definitely bad guys. But yeah, I mean, I don't really know where this message is coming from. I mean, ultimately, he's the author, so whatever he says goes. But I don't think that the full theme behind Jujutsu Kaisen is everyone lives on this great plane, so there is no good or bad guy.